Clone Wars, the movie. This is the most forgotten Star Wars film, I think, out there, because no one really talks about it, and there's good reasons why. It's not necessarily a good movie. Now, I had somewhat expectations for this, but basically, I liked the film, like, when it started. But as it kept on going, it became very clear this was not meant to be a movie. And to create some backstory, this was not supposed to be a movie. This was the first 4 episodes of the Clone Wars for Season 1, and George Lucas saw this 4-episode arc in, like, early production, and he really liked it so much that he decided to put it in the movie theaters. This was shown in theaters, and there was whole trailers, there's, like, Samuel L. Jackson and Christopher Lee reprised their roles as their characters in the film, so it's a pretty big deal. But it did not live up to expectations because it does not work as a film. There's points where you can tell that it was meant to be the end of an episode in the beginning of a new. They tried. Dave Filoni and the team, they tried to make this a cohesive film, and it does not work. But you see, they tried. They tried really hard to make this a cohesive film, and it does not work. Like, I see it. I'm not like blind to it. I see what they're doing, but Padme just shows up in the like final 20 minutes of the film, and you're like, yeah, let's just do this thing now. It's clear that's meant to be the final episode in the arc, but oh my god, this is just not meant to be a movie. Now, if this was just part of Season 1, would that affect my ranking for Season 1? Meh, maybe. Not really. It kinda is similar to the rest of Season 1, but because this is a film, a theatrical released film, by the way, this was put into movie theaters. There was promotion for this. I remember this was put on DVD. I remember watching like the first 5 minutes of it, and I was just like, what the hell is this? And I just turned it off. And now, that was back in 2008. Now, all those years later, I'm rewatching the film, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't watch it back then, because it is bad. It is. Not only is the animation bad, where it's just difference in quality. Some shots look done, some shots don't. Some scenes look rendered, some scenes don't. And it's really inconsistent. It seems like they just realized it's going to be a film, they had a deadline, and they couldn't work on the entire film. But some stuff looks alright. For 2008, for the Season 1 quality of animation, it looks alright. It looks like the rest of Season 1. There are some shots, especially in the nighttime. Holy crap, they cannot do nighttime shots in animation. Especially in this film. It looks terrible. Like, they do not look like they fit in the scene that they're in, or the environment. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not an animation dude, but I can tell that it just does not look right. And certain shots do not look good, and that's just animation. Oh my god, the whole point of this film is Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. It is so inconsistent. Like, it is so inconsistent. Now, at first it was consistent in the first 20 minutes, being like that was the first episode. I think that was the best part of the film. The first 26 minutes were probably the best. But the rest of it is not, because after that point, their relationship is so inconsistent. One scene, they're all friendly, and the way they're acting, it's like they've been friends for like a long time. It's like the way they've been, like, they're talking like in like Season 3 or whatever of the Clone Wars. It's like they've known each other for a long time. They only known each other for about, I don't know, a couple hours at that point. Like, this is like after the 26-minute mark. And it's like, really? They're already doing that stuff? One scene they're like that, well, the next scene, literally the next scene, they're bickering and arguing with each other. There's no character development with these characters. There's no character development. It's like it happened in the first 20 minutes, and they're like, oh, we're all friends now, but nope, we're bickering now, nope, they're doing that, doing this. And it's so inconsistent that I have a headache from it, like a little headache. It's just so inconsistent with their conversations. There's no long-term character development because this was not meant to be a film. Now, even as character, like an arc, even if it was a 4-part arc, which I think it is, or it was supposed to be, it's still bad, and it kind of reeks Season 1 of the Clone Wars vibe. mainly because it is, but you can kind of tell that it's season 1. You know, it's kind of in the same vein. There's no special treatment to this, is what I'm trying to say. Except for the voice actors. Yes, you have the Clone Wars actors, but like I said, Samuel L. Jackson and Christopher Lee reprise their role. And it is weird after watching the Clone Wars, watching this after the Clone Wars, because they sound weird. Like, they sound like their actual voices, like the actors, and it's kind of weird, but they're not in it all that much. Well, Mace Windu isn't really in it all that much. He only has like a couple lines in the film. He doesn't really do anything all that memorable. He just says a couple lines and that's it. Count Dooku, on the other hand, does have stuff to do in it, which is interesting. He kind of just talks to Jabba the Hutt for a long period of time, and also I should probably address the biggest thing in this film, which is Jabba's son, which I have no idea what his name is, but he is in the film, and he just shows up in the most randomest way possible. Open up a jail door, and he's just there, just wallowing around. I mean, at least with Baby Yoda, he was in a cradle. With Jabba's son, he's just thrown in there. Like, goddamn, that's just not really building up the scene, are you? But, you know, this was meant for TV first, so they had to rush it out, because these episodes were supposed to be like 20 minutes long, but because of film, you can make it longer, but nope. That's why I'm saying this film does not work, because it's meant to be a 4-episode arc. Stuff does not work. And I just remember now, Obi-Wan was in a lot of this for like the first 3/4, and the final 20 to 30 minutes, he's barely in it. And that's the thing, like, you think there's going to be character arcs, but there aren't. Because this is not supposed to be how it is. Even as a 4-part arc, it doesn't work. And this is the first arc that this team is doing, so it's not going to be the best. It's actually kind of bad, except for the first episode. The first 26 minutes are really good. I would like to see a Clone Wars arc as a movie, but this is not what I want to see. And yeah, audiences, I can only imagine what people must have saw it back in 2008. No wonder people didn't like this show at first. Like, it's just really clear with this film. It is not meant for theaters. The animation's terrible. It's inconsistent. The characters are inconsistent. Except for Obi-Wan, but certain characters, like the legacy characters, they're fine, but Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship, it's so inconsistent. And there's no relationship with Jabba's son. There's no happy feeling when he's reunited with Jabba. I mean, like a little bit. I felt a little bit happy when he was reunited with Jabba, but like, there is no satisfaction with Ahsoka and Anakin. Like, their relationship is just the same as it was like an hour earlier in the film. Like, nothing has changed, and it's just inconsistent. They're just bickering with one another, and they're like a married couple. But that's what I feel like. Like, everything in this film is just inconsistent, and no wonder it's forgotten about. No one cares about this, and it should be. I kind of suffered through this film, but I wanted to see it, because I wanted to relive my childhood of rewatching this film for the first 5 minutes. And yeah, I did it. I finally watched this film. As a true Star Wars fan as I am, I watched this film. Hallelujah. Another thing to check off my list of Star Wars stuff to watch. So where do I rank this now? The Clone Wars movie is right now last place. And what I'm saying right now is last place, because you never know if something's gonna be worse than the Clone Wars movie. But I was actually considering to put this above The Phantom Menace and Attack of Clones. But that was actually the first 26 minutes, like I keep saying. But after the film kept going along, it's dead last. This isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but out of everything that I've ranked so far, this is the worst Star Wars thing I have watched. Like, I'd rather watch Attack of the Clones, because at least with Attack of the Clones, it feels grand, and the characters are actually consistent. Whereas with the Clone Wars movie, the two main characters are not consistent after the first 25 or 26 minutes. So, it's dead last. Do you agree, disagree with that ranking? I find many people will kind of agree, because a lot of people don't like this film. It should be a 4-part arc to start the Clone Wars. Honestly, it should be, because it's kind of confusing if you don't watch this first. If you just start watching the Clone Wars, and it's like, who are these characters now? There's no introduction to them. And when you watch the Clone Wars movie, they just say characters' names, and there's no just they just know them, like Ventress. Obi-Wan and Anakin just know Ventress. You know, it should have just been the introduction of Ventress, but nope, she's just there the entire time. Who the hell knows who she is? New people in 2008 were like, who the hell is Ventress? No one knows her. But the characters sure do know them. And yeah, that's just who I am. I don't want to keep rambling about this film, because I don't really like this film. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I'm gonna go now, so goodbye everyone.